Here's a little interesting video about human nature. This was making the rounds as people have been talking about reparations again. We found, people always say to me, Dave, you always say these good things about Florida. You never say anything about Florida that's negative. Can't you find someone in Florida who's not making sense and put them on the program? And then this morning, Phoenix said, Dave, you should watch this video. Here's a hearing that they had in Tampa, Florida over the last couple days, where they were talking about reparations, and they were letting people come up and explain why they should get reparations and exactly how much they should get. Here's one such gentleman.
All this nonsense, homelessness, and all this other garbage y'all talk about, police violence and all this stuff, don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody real care about that. We care about our reparations, and we have to put white people on notice that we want our reparations. That our foreparents and us, we didn't work for free and underpaid and all this nonsense, and the white folks get away with it, and they talk about the great city they're building. No, we want our reparations. $3 million per person. $3 million per person right here in this city. That's the only thing black people got to care about. All this other little nonsense y'all talk about, we do not care about.
Guys, we're not going to talk about the nonsense like, homelessness and our cities decaying and everything else. We want $3 million in cash. I like how he just came up with that number. Was that based on anything? But it's such a misunderstanding. Look, I don't need to make it about this one guy. I think he's an example of how people's priorities have been bungled. Like, if you want to help this guy's life, like let's say this guy lives, I'm assuming he lives in Tampa. This was a Tampa related event. So if there's an area of Tampa, let's say, that is economically depressed, that he would like to be fixed up a little bit, or they'd like less crime or whatever. There are ways to go about doing that. You could actually do things like cut taxes, which would then invite new businesses to come in. At the same time, you can't get upset when a Starbucks comes in. This is one of the bigger problems. Like a Starbucks will go to Harlem and people say they're gentrifying. And it's like, no, you should want Starbucks to be there, because once Starbucks is there, you get another store and another store and another store. That's sort of a whole separate issue. But the point is, they've confused people so that they're not upset about the actual things going on in their life and in their community right at this very moment, like crime and drugs and homelessness and all that. They just want the cash. And again, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of human psychology. If you give to that man and everyone else, you give them $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, it doesn't matter. Then it's going to wrap it up. Oh, okay, we're good to go. We signed off on the document, guys. No more racism, and generations behind us, they'll be cool with this. No, the generations behind them will call them sellouts because they didn't get enough cash. That's how this thing works. But the point is, the promises of reparation that the Democrats have been offering for so long are complete and utter BS.